The NFC playoffs, full swing, wild card weekend. We just talked all the AFC games. You're staying locked in with us. This game Sunday afternoon. The 2-7 matchup. Packers at Eagles. Eagles 4.5-point home favorites. Total 46.5. Ryan, do the Packers have a shot here? I'm seeing a lot of takes in sports world that the Packers have looked really, really rough at the end of the season. The Eagles are just rolling. I know Hurts is still in concussion protocol. All signs point to him being cleared middle of this week. We're filming Monday, so he might already be cleared by now.
Yeah, I'm in my brain. I'm wondering how the Eagles have a shot. Eagles do this every year, all the time. They just win a lot of games, come to a playoff game where they're probably supposed to win. People think they should win, and they lose to the better team.
But that's usually in the Super Bowl.
It happened last year against the Bucks.
That was like the only time.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Every year they win a lot of games and then don't do good in the playoffs.
Did
They've
they
been
go
good
to
for
the
a
Super
while.
They went to the Super Bowl a year
Besides
before.
the
Did
Mahomes
they go 2
year.
years ago?
Besides the Mahomes year. Besides Jalen Hurts taking the Super Bowl. They win a lot of games and don't go in the playoffs.
I was just saying they went to the Super Bowl
Besides
2
one
years
aspect.
ago.
Yeah, no, I'm
They
saying.
won 3 playoff games to get there.
They also won a Super Bowl like 4 years before that as well.
It was
I mean, they were pretty good.
2016.
I don't know. But yeah, anyways, you think the Packers should be favorites.
Yeah, 100%. Eagles are frauds. Their defense is mid. Their offense is only controlled by one player. Jalen Hurts has looked mid this whole year, besides just tush pushes, which is every year. I still like waiting to see people start talking about Jalen Hurts without the most ridiculous offense around him being maybe like a top 15 quarterback. Like people should start looking into this guy and saying like, what does he actually do? Like how good actually is he with literally the top?
He's leading the league in rushing touchdowns.
I know, it's impressive.
And are we objectively comparing Jalen Hurts to Jordan Love? Are we allowed to do that? Because if you said Hurts is bad, you have to think Love's been awful too.
No, Love's played a terrible year this year.
Okay, I was just saying, if we're judging quarterback seasons, Hurts had a better season than Jordan
No,
Love.
yeah, but it's just this whole thing that Jalen Hurts should be in conversation for going forward of being like a top 10 quarterback. I don't think so. Jordan Love is still only on a second.
Also, the receivers Hurts has.
Oh, don't even give me something. The team as a whole. I mean, just known to have a amazing
That's why I'm
offensive line.
confused at how you think the Packers should be favorites.
Because it's time for a big game that Jalen Hurts has to show up for, and he won't. He had one good season. They had a good run. They had a good run with Jalen Hurts, and it came to a quick end. It was. I think it was very unlucky that Brock Purdy got hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, I think the Niners beat the Eagles. My personal opinion.
In the
NFC Championship.
When they went to the right when they went to the Super Bowl. So I don't know. In my opinion, it's very weird, and I just think personally that this Eagles teams are frauds. Saquon, if you beat me, hats off to you because that's the only way I think you win. Jordan Love's going to cook this team real bad, even without Christian Watson. I think it'll be a cook.
Yeah, I could not disagree more. This is a blowout. This is an absolute blowout. The Eagles rout the Packers here. Look, this Packers team has not been good this year. They're the last seed for a reason in the wild card. Jordan Love has played really bad football this season. Their receiving core is spotty at best. Every week's a different person, and there's no superstars on that team. I get Josh Jacobs had a pretty decent season, but no, this Eagles offense is insane. I mean, it's weird to say the Eagles have never don't get it done in the playoffs when the Packers, what have they done? Won one playoff game in the last 3-4 seasons?
I mean, they've had Jordan Love.
Didn't they win 2 last year?
No.
Yeah, they made
I thought they beat the whatchamacallit? Cowboys, and then they.
Did they make the AFC?
lost.
Didn't they lose in the second round?
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, they lost one game. I mean, they won one game. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a weird narrative spin for me when the Eagles have been more successful of a team.
They've won 2 games.
What are you talking about?
You were talking about playoff wins.
They made it to the Super Bowl.
Weren't they a 1 seed that year?
I have no idea.
Oh, I was saying so they won their divisional and championship.
I mean, they went to a Super Bowl. The Packers, it's not even close. They weren't close to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, they were 2 games off.
They had to win the 2 more games to go to the Super Bowl last year. I mean, okay. It's a strange spin of the situation. No, the Eagles are just one of the most strongest teams in football. I mean, end of the year 14-3. The Packers lost 3 of their last 5. They're not getting it done. This is an easy game. Eagles minus 4.5. You can alt spread this all the way up. Whale play. Look, it's outdoors in the cold. I know that Jordan Love plays in Lambeau. Look, they haven't played good against any decent team this year. Eagles.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat too much. I completely agree with you. I think there's an Eagles route here. I feel like they're such a more complete just team and offense. I know Jalen Hurts is hurt, but I feel like, regardless, even if he is playing but not to his full capability, they still have Saquon, who
It's
is
just
fully
concussion
healthy.
protocol.
Also, yeah, it is
not like
concussion.
a
It's not like
physical
he's
injury.
broken his elbow or
All they need him for is
torn
tush
a
push.
Tommy John or something like that. Yeah, and that similar to what Tyler said as well. I think this Packers team is really not, the team that I expected it to be, especially after what we saw towards the end of the year last year.
And
And
they won
Jordan
10
Love,
wins with the hardest division in football.
Didn't they win 12 games?
No, they're 10-7.
The Packers.
right now,
They might have
Can
won.
you, can you double check?
right now the
won
Packers are 11-6.
11
Yes.
So they won
Yes.
11 games in the
Yes.
hardest division in football.
Yes.
It's hard to keep talking about like.
No, but
I mean,
just
you're
let that
right.
go. I'm gonna bring that.
You're
up.
right. They
We're
also
talking about a bad.
Keep going. Keep going.
I mean, out of the past 5 games, they lost 3 of them. Again, I think Jordan
Facts.
Love hasn't played
Vikings
to.
and Lions were in that game.
That's true. Vikings and Lions,
two
but
other
also the Bears. The Bears. You
How
lose.
many? Do you know when Jordan Love played that game?
He didn't play.
He did play.
No,
he
you
played half
know.
of it.
Yeah. And then there. And then yeah.
Regardless, as an organization, how do you have that on your resume?
But
Terrible
you're right. Yeah, you're
trenches,
right. The first time they lost to
garbage,
the Bears in a billion
garbage.
years.
Eagles, Saquon, and the Eagles.
All right.
Mostly Saquon.
Mostly Saquon.
All right.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually be in agreement with Ryan here. This is a game where, yeah, I really like the Packers in this spot. I think it's a really sneaky spot. I think the way everyone's talked about the team, oh, they've lost. I mean, Mike just said it, 3 of their last 5 games or whatever. Like, you would hear that and think, oh, this should be a big spread, and then you look at it and it's only 4.5. I don't know. To me, it seems like kind of a sneaky spot for the Packers, to be honest. I know Saquon's been amazing. Packers can run the ball too. I mean, Josh Jacobs has
Oh
been
yeah.
fantastic this year. Listen, and I think Tyler mentioned he's like they're the last seed for a reason. Well, they're the last seed because 2 of the teams in their division won 15 games and 13 games.
Yeah, I
It's
mean-
like they'd be first.
Let's also not pretend they didn't have one of the easiest schedules and lose every one of their hard games though. Like if you look at the teams they beat, they're not beating good football teams this year, and they already played the Eagles and they lost to the Eagles already. So like
First
I
game of season.
And also
Yeah, I
Jordan
know.
Love
But I feel
got
like it's kind of crazy
the
to
first
be
quarter.
like this team did not exceed expectations this year, right?
I think they knew.
winning 11 games.
I think they
Do
knew.
you think the Packers exceeded expectations?
What
this
were
year?
they? 9.5 win total. 10.5.
No,
win
I'm
total?
asking to you.
Yes, they won 11 games.
This team
They got-
exceeded expectations.
They got
as a
very
7 seed.
unfortunate that the winning division had 15 and 13. The normal will have 11 and 12.
I'm just gonna
They
put
could
it.
have done something about that if they didn't get killed by these teams.
They're also getting killed by injuries and stuff. So just
Exactly. I don't think they exceeded expectations.
I mean, Jordan Love was out for 2 games or something. I don't know.
their whole
3
wide
games?
receiving core hasn't been full once.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team. I just put it as. I mean, Ryan kind of mentioned it when he talked about the Texans. Knew they had just walk in their division. Just had to kind of get here. Packers. It wasn't as solidified, but I mean, they just knew the games that they had to win, they could easily take care of, and then the
For
hard
sure.
games are kind of just extra gravy on top. If you win those games, cool. If not, who cares?
Yeah.
They did their job. They won 11 games.
I
Now
agree.
football starts. Just give me Jordan Love in the playoffs. I don't know. I just think I just have a weird feeling about this game. I would not be surprised if the Eagles. I mean, their roster is better on paper. If the Eagles come out and just ball out, Hurts is perfect and Saquon's amazing. I don't think anyone really bats an eye about it. It's like, okay, yeah, they were better record, looked
Yeah.
better all season. But I'm just saying Jordan Love might make this a game. Packers defense a little bit sneakier than people realize. So
Yeah, I mean, if we do exactly what we did last year, you guys are going to be right. Eagles
Yeah.
get blown out in the first game, and the Packers look good wild card round. So that's definitely possible. 2-2, we're split. Let us know. Make the decision. Be the tiebreaker in the comments. Who wins this game? Packers, Eagles. Sounds like it might be a close one. We're pretty split on the pod.